Hi, how you doing? Okay, this video is a disclaimer before you start this playlist, which is very much about science, archaeology, about the origins. Um, okay, so number one, I'm not a scientist or an expert on archaeology, so you should fact check my information. Number two, be sure to always check each of the video's description box for reference links on that same note so you can fact check things. I pride myself in always being able to reference the things I say. That being said, notice there's three sides to the truth. There's my side of the truth, your side of the truth, and the side of the truth. We're all trying to pull the truth over to our side, and meanwhile the truth is sitting right over there the whole time. Some common things we see these days. One, we see people using scripture as a book of science and then believing it over modern science. Number two, we see people making war between scripture and science when both have their value and their place. Number three, you see people not recognizing the limitations of science. I'll leave a link of a video of someone putting into words really effectively the limitations of science, and it has its place. Like I said, so does scripture. It all has its place and its time. To every season there is a time and a place under heaven. Number four, what with the narcissist epidemic of today, many people say they are on the science side, but they don't really understand that side. Then they pretend that they do, so they can have the higher ground, a classic narcissist move. Then they snobbishly shun any critical thinking of science to make themselves look like they have the higher ground and to gaslight you. My style is a very metaphysics style. I put everything I understand together into one story flow. As a free thinker, I listen to all sides of the argument before applying that style. The big limitation of science is to only believe in what you see and can prove. And when they say prove, they mean only the things that they can see and not personal experiences, etc. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean you can't know it's there. Another grand folly out there is to not admit when you don't know something. This is the best part of the Dragonfly Sutra, the sacred book of the Yan Sui. It is based on what we know today, and as our knowledge evolves and grows, we can update it. Since we don't have to defend the lie that God wrote it and who's a man in the sky. The whole Yan Sui philosophy is to be the nature of water, to be changeable and adaptable. Many pretend they understand, even believing themselves that they understand, but they don't realize if you can't repeat it back in simple terms, what you learned, then you don't really understand it. Again, with the narcissist epidemic, this is very common. Watch this, they'll look at the title, or they'll just skim through it and not watch it all the way through, and then claim that they watched it and that they're experts on it. Watch this playlist, which is the modern science on origins, and try to explain like I do in my videos. This will gain you respect for what's been done here with this playlist. Thank you for your time.